So let's. This is the final part of our discussion on motivation. Now there are two things that one can talk about. I believe we discussed about suggestion schemes also earlier, where people are allowed to give suggestions anonymously sometimes, and good suggestions are uh, you get awarded or you get rewards for making good suggestions that improve the company's working and all that. So now, continuing, there are basically two aspects: motivating oneself and motivating others. Now, when it comes to motivating others or oneself, again, I sometimes think that being motivated is also something, maybe it is an intrinsic uh, character trait or personality trait. Some people are basically resilient, they don't stay demotivated for long, they don't stay down in the dumps, they spring back. They have defeats and setbacks and failures, but they somehow manage to make a comeback. That is perhaps an internal intrinsic part of innate part of nature, maybe. That's one thing. So, and self motivation is the best motivation. When you can motivate yourself, you don't need any external dosage or extra doses from anybody else or any extrinsic motivation. When it comes to motivating others, giving speeches, of course, motivational speech, you do it yourself. You can get a motivational speaker to motivate your people. uh, there is lots of material available now. You have films, you have stories, you have live examples, you can give demos, you can take them to a place and show them, so that actually can motivate. Films can be real life, based on real life stories and real life examples, that would work better. uh, there is a very good book, a very small thin book called Fish, written by Stephen Lundin, which talks about a place called the Pike Place Fish Market in Seattle, America, which is in Washington. And that book, fishermen basically sell fish and have a lot of fun doing that. Something, I'm a vegetarian, for example, and even the smell of fish is disgusting as far as I'm concerned. So this slippery, stinking thing, fish that you have, use, even selling and dealing in fish itself can be done so fantastically, and so can be done so amazingly well, and you can have such joy in that, and you can have so much fun. That happens in the Pike Place, and that book uses that Pike Place setting and uses it in the workplace area and to motivate people. It's a very good book, very thin, very small paperback, written by Stephen Lundin, called Fish, and about morale and all that. So, you know, there can be, you can enjoy people, there is music, people throw fish, people catch fish, the fishermen and the fisherwomen, and they are having a lot of fun and doing something which may not be, I mean, intrinsically, basically, it doesn't appear to be something funny, this smelly stuff that you are selling and handling. So that kind of a demo can be extremely, people can say, oh, if they can do it, why can't we? I mean, if they can find so much meaning and joy in their work, why can't we? So either you choose the work that you are interested in, or try to get the work that you are interested in. And if you don't get that kind of work, then choose the attitude to the work that you have. Find meaning in that work. Either find meaningful work, or find meaning and joy in the work that you already doing. What else is there? So those resources can be useful. Then actions, actual actions, rewards and penalties would work. Sometimes you have to reward people, sometimes there has to be some punishment of some sort, or penalizing them or admonishing them or being tough with them sometimes. So whatever works, different strokes for different folks, X type, Y type. So you have to try out various methodologies. You have to lead by example also at times to motivate people. So these are some of the things that you can do. uh, when it comes to motivating oneself first, when there is nobody else to motivate you, again you can have speakers and go to training programs and read books and get motivational speakers or listen to motivational speakers, and lots of stuff available. You can read all this literature about real life cases where people did amazingly well, and which can be a great source of motivation. Apart from that, psychologically speaking, one could, I think one mantra can be useful. This too shall pass. When you are passing through a rough patch or a demotivating phase or whatever, this too shall pass. Nothing is permanent in life, everything is transient. Eventually, everything will pass. So the bad times have to go. I mean, that is for sure. How long, when, and all that we don't know, but it is not going to be permanent. So that can keep you going. One cannot guarantee how long, maybe too long, but eventually it will go. So this too shall pass, this too shall pass. If you keep repeating that, maybe it will give you the strength to go on. When times are good, there is no problem. This is when the times are tough, when you find you are discouraged or demotivated and all that. Secondly, in psychology it is said that anger is a more useful emotion than depression or dejection, because anger gives you energy to act, to do something, to make some efforts, and that gets you out of the situation that you are in. Depression would sort of make you sit down and not do anything and be inactive and idle, and then waiting. You have no energy to do anything, so something will happen on its own by luck or whatever, or nothing will happen. So you will not make any efforts to remedy the situation, whereas anger will propel you towards doing something, energize you. So similarly, one should say that, look, doing something is better than doing nothing. Karma is better than inaction, action is better than inaction. And why have regrets? I could have done this, I could have said, I could have done that, but I did nothing. So why have those regrets? Later on you may have those regrets. I could have tried that out, acted on that. You didn't do that because you're too depressed or too demotivated, down in the dumps or something. So action is better than inaction, doing something is better than doing nothing. And maybe the results will come directly, indirectly, or eventually, but sitting idle, I mean, what else is there? I mean, you just wait for God or nature or universe or luck to, even fortune favors the brave, or even God helps those who help themselves, as is said. So you have to do something. You can't just sit for miracles or wait for miracles to happen. Secondly, sometimes failures and defeats and humiliating things and insults can be extremely powerful sources of motivation. The desire to get even, a desire to exact revenge, a desire to show everybody, I am going to show them that I am something, I am going to succeed, and I am going to prove them wrong. So people with high self-esteem have this thing. When they are defeated, they are dejected, they are embarrassed, they are humiliated, they feel insulted, then there is that anger in them that, look, I am going to show them, I am just going to show the world what I'm made of. And that gives them some sort of anger, or which energizes them to work harder, work at a problem, try, keep trying the same thing, maybe try, take a break, try again. Maybe that doesn't work, then try something else, keep on trying different things, acting on out on different things, same action repeatedly, take a break, nothing works, take a break, then try something else, and something will click. So basically, people with high self-esteem have this thing that they can't stay down. They have to prove to themselves and to the world that they are winners. So those people will have this innate drive, and a kick in the pants would be a great energizer or motivator, because they will spring back with double, like a spring. They will come back with double the energy. Japan was destroyed in Second World War. I mean, two nuclear bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and then they made a fantastic comeback and became an industrial nation. Fantastic development. The only country on which two nuclear bombs were dropped. So in World War II, they suffered a humiliating defeat. And after that, Japan made fantastic progress in industry and business, and became a world famous for its quality products and automobile industry and Sony and electronics and all that. So that's what motivation is essentially all about. So, well, that's it. We conclude this part on motivation. We'll continue with the other parts of organizational behavior in the next sessions. Thank you.